Okay, in this training video, I'm going to show you how to send out a broadcast email, which means, we have our campaign set up, but we want to send out a one-time email. Perfect example is you just find out there's a webinar in the next day or two, and you want to get an email out to everyone, let them know that you have a webinar. So the first thing we need to do is we need to use something that we normally don't use, and most of the time you don't want to use this. This is just for sending out a broadcast email. We're going to go to our green robot. Little green robot and click it, and that's going to open up the old interface to our software. We've made the software a lot easier, so most of the time you don't need to be in here, but to send a broadcast email you do. First thing you need to do is you need to stop your mailing, whatever you're doing, close the mailer, and then we need to go to email queue. Down lower left here it says email queue. Alright, your queue might have a lot of emails in here. Okay, I don't have any. I haven't been doing this is my test mailer, so I click generate email. Let's just see what happens here. If I have any leads in the database. Okay, so if you have any leads in here, if this is not blank, you need to click this button in the lower left of the window of this form that says delete all the email from the above list. This doesn't delete them from the database, this just deletes them from the queue. They will regenerate next time you click the red radio tower button off the toolbar. So we need to make sure before we send out a broadcast or even post it that we clear out our queue, because we want to send out the broadcast, not the other messages that we're currently sending. So delete all email from the above list. Email queue, delete all email from above list, make sure this is clear. Once it's done, we're good to go. Now we can send out our broadcast email. So I'm going to click send broadcast email up here. You'll notice I've written some messages. If you haven't written it, create a new broadcast email button. Alright, if you have, you can click edit. Important subject line. This is the old interface to the software. It's just how we used it. There's always two parts to a message. There's a text plain side and an HTML side. This is the side they will see the HTML side. But if you take out these BRs and things like that, it'll all run together. You do need to have both an HTML plain side and a text plain side part. What I recommend is just copy the HTML side over to the text plain. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens if I don't put in my nice formatting. See on the text plain side or HTML side, if I go preview, you see it all runs together because I don't have HTML coding in there. So you'll need to know a little bit about HTML. These BRs are double line breaks. So create your message, have an HTML side, a text plain side, and a subject. Once we've created our message, in the wizard, we're going to select the message, and we're going to select broadcast, this button down here, broadcast email, and click next. Next thing is our from email. Now folks, you need to make sure this from email is your mailing domain email. Alright, so I'm going to use this. Since Brian Kelly is the one that's asking me how to do this, I'm going to use Brian's email. Thank you, Brian. Alright, so this is actually Brian's EMC mailing domain, Brian at today's leaders. Alright, and your name. Alright, and click next. Alright, now in here you'll see all the campaigns. You can select more than one campaign, but most of you will have leads in just one campaign you want to send to. Check the campaign and click create broadcast email. So what this does is this creates a broadcast of that message to all leads in that campaign, and then post it to the queue. That's why it's important that we cleared out the queue, because you'll see the mailer automatically opens up and starts mailing. I went ahead and closed it just to prove my point. You'll see now that we have these 10 messages, these 10 broadcasts queued up. If we had 5,000 messages in here, they'd be added to that queue. That's why it's important to delete all email. So again, once we've created our broadcast, select the message, enter in your from email and from name. It will save it if you've done before. Select your campaign, create the broadcast. It will automatically post the messages to the queue and start mailing automatically for you. That's it.